Hey guys, and welcome back to another Rebel Scale video, the first one of 2025. I want to thank everybody who has commented, subscribed, emailed, messaged, or interacted with the website or the YouTube channel in any way. I really just want to thank you guys. And I hope that my content has been helpful. Obviously, if there's any suggestions, please let me know. That always goes a long way in helping me know what you guys want to see. So without further ado, I want to get to the entries. We had 8 entries for the Flex Your Genevex contest. I'm going to go through the pictures and then announce the winner. And so let's move along. So the first one is this blue Ginivex, submitted by Robert Caleb. I really like how the blue came out. It's a very dark, metallic-y purple blue, like a race car, like Shelby Cobra blue, which looks awesome. He even painted the interior, which looks very nice. It's amazing the interior details that are already there that you don't really see because this was Series 1 and they weren't really painting interiors at all. But it looks really cool. He darkened up Asajj, and you've got those little steel colored panels that he highlighted, which you can barely see those on the model itself, but once you paint them, they stick out very, very nicely. Another shot of the back. You've got some thrusters that are painted, and again, that just looks really nice. Like that looks masked off or something, because that line is very sharp on all of those. Next up is the Cloud Car by Neil McClatchy. It is nice to see a cloud car because I think we've all been waiting for one for way too long, and hopefully we will get one within the next year or so. We know that it's made. We know that they want to release it. If they wanted to, they could do several releases, from Battle Damage to a blue one inspired by Macquarie to probably any color under the sun if they really wanted to. So hopefully they'll go that route. Anyway, this one is really neat. I like the way that came out. I like the gap that you have in the hulls. It looks very aggressive. And of course you've got the blasters up top, but the design of this looks really aggressive. And I like that. I like the way that the cockpits are seated. The little nose section right there. I mean, the lines just look really good. I think this was a really, really well done project. It's too bad we don't have some cloud car pilots yet, but hopefully Jazzwares will fix that within the next year or so. So here's one by Gaetano Dooms. This is a prototype Imperial TIE. His backstory was that they got the Genevex and decided to make a one-off prototype of it just to see how it would do, and I think that's a neat custom. The best part is that Cylon-esque eye right there, which immediately makes it look Imperial. The weathering's nice. The gray color is spot on. A little bit of weathering here and there. I mean, that looks nice. That is a really cool use of the ship. All right, next, this is the Geonosian colony ship by Kason Wan. His idea was that once the Empire scoured the Geonosis planet, that some Geonosians would be able to escape, and this would be one of the colony ships that they would use to travel to another star system. So he did a lot of scratch building using probably evergreen styrene. He created some neat little internal structures, some little more greeblies and panels. I really like how he used these arches and to mimic the arches that you see in Attack of the Clones. I think that's a very nice design. So we'll move on. He used some fiber optics. And guys, if you want to do fiber optics, it is not a daunting thing. Don't let the complexity of it, the fear of that complexity dissuade you from doing it, because it's not that difficult. There are plenty of pre-wired LEDs, and all you have to do is use that heat shrink tube over the LED and over the fiber optic to make that light go anywhere you want in the ship. And it takes a little bit of planning, but it is not that hard. And honestly, he's doing the right thing where you leave the fiber sticking up out of the vehicle, and once you paint it, all you have to do is clip the fiber down to the edge of the vehicle, and you don't have to worry about masking anything. It's super simple. It's the same. It's almost as satisfying as taking off masks of a canopy or something. Like once you mask off the canopy and spray it, you peel those masks off and it's there. It's the same thing here. Once you clip that fiber down to the ship, it's there. It's working fine. That's light blocking tape, in case anybody's wondering. That helps to eliminate the glow from going into places that you don't want it to go. Here it is once he's getting it painted. This is on the lower section. This is where there's like a queen spire chamber, and you've got little sections of the chamber of like the little tunnels and stuff that go off from the edges. Reminds me a little bit of the movie Aliens, where you've got all those little attachment points connected to the queen. It's kind of the same thing here. You've got her chamber in the center with all these little tunnels running off of the edge, and then the queen in the center. If you haven't caught season 2 of Clone Wars, where they show you what the Geonosis queen looks like, it's pretty cool. And again, this is using 2 halves of or 2 whole sections of a Genevex starfighter. Here it is attached to the base with the solar sail made. He took 6 Genevex wings to do this, so 3 Ginivex ships in total. Or is that 3? I don't know. I don't know what he's considering a section. Anyway, it looks awesome. The way that those things connect, the way that those little rods and stuff look. I mean, it you can tell what it is, but at the same time you can't. So you get a little bit of both. I love also how the blasters are coming off the side. Of course, they're not blasters in this case. These are designed to be like the attachment points for the sail. But I love the use of that because they look like antenna or tensioners, as what he's calling them, tensioners for the sail itself, what will draw the sail in. So that is awesome. Here's some close-up of the fiber optics. One cool thing about fiber optics is they never come through with the same amount of light. So you'll have some that are a little bit dimmer, some that are a little bit brighter. And I think that's a nice touch. I think that's really cool because you don't want it to be even all the way across. You want some windows to look a little bit lighter, some to look a little bit dimmer. And the way that you place the fiber around an LED light it's going to create that effect naturally. Another shot of the underside. More use of those blasters right there as tensioners for the solar sail. And I like that. You've got the control tower up here. That looks so cool. You got that glow for where they're housing the Nantex fighters, which is their name for the Geonosis starfighter. Which, if you want to learn more about that thing, it's really neat if you get the cross sections book and learn that they use pheromones to essentially, that the ships release pheromones to communicate with the pilots. Fly by nose configuration. It's really kind of neat to learn about. The way that he used the cannons, the hulls, it's really nice. Really nice build. And it looks like it's big. It has that feel of being larger than a standard ship. So this is Levi Sitz with his Genevex X-wing. I am so glad that we got an X-wing built out of this. I think I've always liked the TIE Uglies, if you're familiar with those. So having a Genevex X-wing crossover is really cool. You've got the starfighter hulls, the Genevex hulls, 2 hulls right there, and then you've got the wings, the X-wing wings, the little bitty blasters, 3 colored in hexagons, which I guess you could consider that as a Red 3 version. I don't know. I think it came out nice. I think it fits, especially where he cut the wings right there. That it looks natural. It looks like it fits the design very nicely. And he did a great job at evening out the two wings. Like, I'm not measuring that, but I would imagine that the distance between those wings is the same on either side. A few more shots. I mean, it's got a really aggressive looking profile. It's really cool. There's the X-wing upper fuselage area, and then on the underside, in a second, once we get to it, there's the R2 unit. Asajj as the rebel pilot. Here's the underside with the X-wing nose that you can see how he kitbashed that into the overall design. Came out looking really cool. And I think it's great that Asajj's costume, the belt, actually looks like the rigging that a rebel pilot had on their flight suits. Okay, this one was really neat. I expected ships. I did not expect creatures. So Chrissy Scarpati's Ice Spider is really, really cool. And this, of course, is based off of the old Macquarie artwork for creatures that would be living on Dagobah. And, of course, it came back in Mandalorian. So she took, using only the Genevex starfighters, you've got the cockpits looking like eyes. You've got the wings that she cut out with a Dremel to look like legs. You've got the little blasters curled up to look like little claws and manipulators. And then she used air dry clay to create the abdomen and the eggs. And I think that just came out really cool. I love that there's one leg that's like cocked up, ready to strike or something. And it just, it captures it. It looks like what it's supposed to look like. It really looks creepy. This is Ron Mion's starfighter. He didn't have a name for it, but I'm gonna call it the Ultraviolet fighter because it glows in ultraviolet light. So he took the look of the arcade X-wing and TIE fighter release, and he used some fluorescent paint to really make that look, to give it that look of that arcade game that came out for the SDCC. I love the laser cannon tips that glow, and I think the colors look really good. You got the Tidarium shuttle styled cockpit, but with the addition of an R2 unit. You've got the back here. This little hatch actually houses a speeder bike. That's the Shadow speeder bike, the black speeder bike. There's that glow. I love how that works. That glow from like the light yellowy orange down to the deeper orange. Looks so cool. And it rotates. To give it a little bit more finesse, it rotates. It reminds me a lot of the Skip Ray Blast Boat, which is another favorite ship of mine that doesn't get enough love. And there it is glowing again. So this is the Transformers mod from Joseph Howard. He didn't give a name for it other than that it was a kitbash of the Transformers, gunship, the 3 3/4 scale Bark Speeder, the Geonosis starfighters, obviously, and a whole bunch of Lego bricks hidden around various places. So I like that the wings come out almost like the frill on the Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park. You know, like it's ready to strike or spit venom at you. It's a really big ship when you think about that. You know, there's one Genevex fighter, there's another Genevex fighter, and there's another Genevex fighter. That thing is really big. Cockpit. There it is, and of course the wings kind of rotate, or this part can rotate. This part can raise up and down. Like there's a lot of movement that he added to this. A little cannon turret underneath. There they all folded back. And of course you've got some Lego bricks hidden around there that I can see. I mean, it looks cool. It reminds me a little bit of the V-22 Osprey, that VTOL helicopter airplane hybrid. A few more shots of the underside. I don't know. I think it's a really neat design. I think it came out very well. So anyway, the way that I did this was I had my judges and myself. We all numbered them 1 through 8 as to in the order of which one was our favorite, and everybody had the same one for their favorite, and that was the Geonosis colony ship. That one was the number one. And I told people don't include the fiber optics with it because that's something that you're adding on in addition to the creativity. And I wanted the creativity of kit bashing something unique that to be the main focal point of this project. But you can't deny that the fiber optics look really cool. The overall design, I mean, the arches right there, the queen chamber, it looks like a larger ship than what it actually is or what it actually started out as. It has that, even without the fiber optics, it would look like a larger ship, like a passenger liner capital ship kind of thing. So anyway, I'll contact Case and arrange to send him the Series 4 light armor box. And I hope that he enjoys it. And I thank everybody who entered something. I'm going to find a way to put all these photos up on my website so that people can see them and get some inspiration. And if Kaysen ever wants to sell this guy, I would love this guy in my collection. This is such a cool looking ship with such a unique backstory. That's just absolutely perfect. So I thank you guys, and take care.